Tips to help your child learn mathematics by Mrs. Wallace. Studies have shown that within the first couple months of life, babies can slightly detect differences in numerical quantities. Early man had to be prepared to quickly survey a situation and find the danger. This is why scientists believe that counting has become an innate survival mechanism that almost every person possesses. This ability is called numerosity. According to Sosa, when humans perform certain functions, they use different portions of their brain, and there is no coincidence that the portion of the brain that is used for counting is also used to control fingers. Therefore, if your child uses their fingers to count, it's not necessarily a bad thing, and it should not be discouraged. The United States is good at a lot of things, but when it comes to teaching students how to count and understand the application of base 10 numbers, there is a much simpler way. If your child is struggling with base 10 concepts, this chart is an excellent resource. It is extremely important that students have a good idea of number sense. There are a lot of different activities that students can participate in that increase their understanding of number sense. Some of the activities that we will be doing this year that are going to increase your students' number sense are counting activities that include skip counting, counting backwards, and finding patterns. Number lines provide a great visual and they help to increase number sense. Estimating is another example of number sense. This year, I plan on doing a lot of activities that will help improve your students' estimation skills. If you'd like to work with your student at home and give them more practice, a great resource for this is www.estimation180.com. Number charts are another great visual way for your student to understand and get a better sense of numbers. On the left, we have a chart of prime numbers, and on the right, we have a chart of perfect squares. Collecting and charting data is another way to improve number sense, and it has a great real-world application. This is an example of an activity of estimation that I will be doing with your child. Go ahead. Estimate, how high do you think this tractor tire is? Now let's see how close you were. If your estimation was around 4'6", you were right on target. One thing that is extremely important for each student to understand is that everyone's brain develops at a different rate. And just because they did not understand something in elementary school does not mean that they will not have that light bulb moment in middle school. Their brain is an ongoing development, just waiting to make that connection. Another key aspect to mathematical understanding is the idea of closure at the end of every activity. Closure is what helps students attach meaning to new ideas. A closure journal is a great way to incorporate this strategy. Writing and vocabulary skills are important to mathematics and especially problem solving. Being able to write a math problem down requires kinesthetic activity, which in turn helps a student organize their thoughts about a concept. Writing can also be a great activity to help a teacher assess a student's mastery over a topic. A writing activity that I will be using this next school year is where in the real world would you use this concept? The example that I gave today is where in the real world would you use ratios? I'm also going to incorporate vocabulary terms into this writing journal. If you want to help your student at home, it is important to understand when learning occurs. When helping your child, it is important to know that retention takes place within the first 20 minutes. After that, your student will need some downtime, about 5 to 10 minutes of this. After the downtime, it is important to spend about another 15 to 20 minutes on closure activities. Following this learning pattern will help your student retain the most information.